As runners, we all challenge ourselves in ways we never thought possible, pushing the boundaries of what we're capable of to smash through targets and set ourselves new, bigger and better ones.
This awesome hobby that we share gives us one thing in common, and it brings us together as a community. Whether you're working towards completing your first parkrun or you're a veteran of the sport who's run 100 ultra marathons, we all know the feeling of reaching that maxed out effort and our own red line.
Welcome to our podcast, where your hosts Brett Elesmore and Andy Maguire discuss the struggles, the successes and everything in between on our running journeys, as we all work towards the next time we're running the red line. Hello and welcome to episode 108 of Running the Red Line. I am your host Brett, and I am joined as always by my co-host Andy. How you doing this week, mate?
Yeah, I'm all good. We are looking and sounding slightly different on half of this podcast.
Yes.
It sounds like you're in some sort. It sounds like you're in Tramps or something. It sounds, for those of you that don't know, that is the nightclub that most people in the West Midlands will probably know. That's a club in Worcester that you go to when you're 12. But it sounds like you're in some sort of someone's having a party next door to you.
Yeah, the room next door I guess they're getting ready to go out, but I don't know. We shall find out.
Drinks. Oh God, I hope they don't come in at 4 a.m. and have you brought your any kind of ear defenders? Have you brought any type of noise cancelling devices?
I've got some earplugs. Yes, I've got some earplugs.
That could help. So. Yeah, that's one of my number one things to pack. That's how you know you're in your 40s. Because whenever I go on holiday now, that's like one of the first things that I pack. Will I get a good night's sleep? Will it be too bright? Will it be too loud? So I've got my little mask that I wear. And my earplugs. So, but yeah, I'm okay. I'll just quickly say I'm recovering quite nicely from my little marathon that I did last week.
Yes, amazing.
So, so did a 20. I think it was about 27.5 mile in the end last week. It was a trail marathon I did, and it was so good, so good. It was really hard, as you'd imagine, but the weather was glorious. The weather was just sunny, not too hot, not too windy. Well, it's a bit windy up on the tops because we did do a little bit of tackle, quite a bit of elevation, and there was one section halfway through where we were running along the ridge of. Some people listening to this will be like, "Yeah, what did you expect?" But a place called the Long Mynd, which is like a ridge almost. And I know why they call it the Long Mynd now, because it is bloody long. I had about 10k or something like that of headwind going across, and it was a really quite brutal headwind, but absolutely beautiful country up there, like wild ponies just running around and running through. It's almost like mountainous. It's so good in Shropshire, like. So nice.
Your photos looked amazing. The ones that you put on Strava and Instagram. It
was one of those races where, like, I was just thinking, if I don't take any photos, I'm going to be annoyed at myself. So every now and again, I say every now and again, there was a lot of that because I was just knackered all the time. But I was just taking photo after photo after photo, like hill after hill, and the little trickly streams that come through the valleys and all that. It was just so good. And it was just good. It was really nice to be out on the trails. And what did I do? I said that I would be happy with a sub 6, and I did 6:00:50. So I missed bloody sub 6 by 50 seconds. And the amount of time, like, I went wrong in the last kilometre, because, like, coming maybe a bit further back than that, maybe the last mile, coming back in towards the finish, there was this, like a rapeseed field that were like, the big yellow fields, and the footpath went through the middle. And they said this at the very start, and it's like the number one rule of trail and ultra running. Don't follow the person in front of you because they might be going the wrong way. But you just forget that all the time, and you just follow the person in front of you. I just followed this person, and funnily enough, I ended up knowing who it was. They were called Marta, and Marta thought she was going the right way. And then all of a sudden, we're in the corner of this field, and we look over our shoulders, and we can just see these bobbing heads about 200 meters away. Like, how did we get here? How has this happened? So then we had to like snake our way back onto the path through the stingers and all that. And that was me 52 seconds right there. And then, but no, it was really good, really, really good fun. And the race I did was called the Mammothon, and it was 26 miles. And you could do the 80K or the 50 miler, the Mammothon. There was a half Mammothon, which is a half marathon, or a 10K. So they've got 4 different race distances. And it was all done. I've never done this before. It was all done on like clicky checkpoints, where you have to staple.
Oh, yeah.
You have to mark your own card. And at each checkpoint, there was a different code on the crocodile clips. So you couldn't just stamp every card, every box, and then say, finished, course record. Because each one of them's got their own code. And like, for example, there was a few of them where there'd be a checkpoint at the bottom of the hill, and a checkpoint at the top, and a checkpoint a half a mile down the road. So it made sure that you did all 3 checkpoints. And it was, honestly, some of the there was this one out and back towards the end, which was like, so you're going downhill towards the finish, and then all of a sudden you turn back on yourself and you go up this hill, and it's like a vertical ascent. It was horrible. I mean, fair enough, it was only 400 meters, but it was like, this is not what you need right at the end of a trail run. But it was really good. I'm glad I did it. It was one of those races where obviously I didn't do it for a time. I just did it to have a good time.
Yeah.
And but it was great. Really loved it.
Excellent. What shoes did you go for? Well,
they said that there would be a mandatory kit check. I could have worn Vivo barefoots and got away with it. They didn't kit check me at all. Because I got there and they looked all a bit stressed, and they were like, "What's your name?" And then, "Here's your number. Next." I was like, "Oh, do you not want to see my waterproofs? Do you not want to see my taped seams that I've just spent 90 quid on? Not interested in that? No, okay." So yeah, I wore my Adidas, the Terex, the Speed Ultras, and they're great on the tarmac. They're great on the rocky bits, but they're not. The lugs aren't deep enough in the mud. They're just no good in the mud. So they're more of a tropical trail shoe, I would say. More of a dry trail than a good old UK winter trail. But only fell over once, and didn't catch it on camera. If you're going to fall over as a running content creator, at least film it. That's the golden rule. Didn't film it. So I was like, and I was going the wrong way.
What, when you fell over?
When I fell over, I was running down a hill I didn't need to run down, fell over, then got some whistles from people 100 yards away and said, "It's this way." And I was on the deck, and I was like, brilliant. So I didn't film it, had to stand up and run back up a hill to run up another hill. So I was like, excellent.
There's your 50 seconds as well.
Exactly. But it was really, really, honestly, genuinely good fun. And I don't know what I'll be doing next year. This because it's obviously marathon season, so I might be doing a UK marathon. I haven't booked anything yet, but obviously I don't think doing a 50 miler or a 26 miler during a taper or the week before a marathon would be a good idea. So I don't know when the next time I'll have a go at doing it, but I would love to have a go at it. And I would recommend anyone and everyone to have a good go at it if they've got the time.
Yeah,
because it's a real good fitness test running up them sort of hills.
Yeah,
and running down them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really good.
How did the legs pull up the next day?
Not too bad. I got this aching feeling. I don't know what it's called, but like just above, to the side of my hip and just above my hip, one of my sides was a little bit tender, and I've noticed that a little bit on my my easy runs. But otherwise, no chafing, no, apart from the message I sent you, my well, I don't know the PC term for it, but my ball bag. It got destroyed because I decided to wear half tights, which were a good idea because they've got those 360 pockets in them. But I always forget every time I wear those 262 half tights that I get horrendous chafe down there because I've said this before. I treat them as cycling shorts and I don't wear anything underneath them. So maybe that's my own fault.
Yeah,
so
possibly.
Yeah. But anyway, enough about...
That's what they're designed for, isn't it? So you don't have to wear anything underneath. But
yeah, I guess so. But enough about me and my testicles. How are you? How has the last few days treated you? And I'm excited for the big one.
I am excited. I don't think you can be down in London with 2 days to go without being excited. A bit nervous as well, a bit cautious about what's about to go down. It's not been the best of weeks. It's not the final taper week that I expected or wanted, but it is what it is, and we've just got to deal with the hand we've been given. These are the cards I've been dealt, so that's what I'll play with. It's So on Sunday, just gone. On Saturday last week, I decided to go down to Parkrun, and this was after the Thursday where I said I'd been on the bike because my leg wasn't feeling great. So I thought I'd out on the Saturday and go down to Parkrun. So I ran down to Parkrun and then ran Parkrun. I set off wanting to do it at marathon pace, and then Matt was just behind me, and he said, "What are you running today?" I said, "Probably about marathon pace, so about 20 minutes." And he said, if you can pace me to 20 minutes, I'll be well happy. So I was like, "Cool, let's go for it. Let's get you under 20 minutes." So I let him dictate the pace, and in the second mile he sped up a bit. So I thought, okay, cool, we'll keep him going at this sort of pace. We came in 19:40, so that was good. And I ran halfway home, and on the way home I saw Adam Hill, and he was like, "How is it? What are you doing running?" And I was like, "My head won't let me not run." And he said, "You're mental. You're mental. Just sack it off now. Sack off the running. If it's not feeling good, sack off the running. Just cycle instead, and then go and race it." And I was like, "Yeah, you're probably right." So on the Sunday, I got the bike out for the first time this year and went for a 25-mile cycle, which was okay. Just nice, steady cycle around.
How long does that take? How long does 25-mile cycle take?
25 miles. It was about an hour and 40. It's about 20 minutes every 5 mile.
So what's your level of effort doing that?
Compared
to running
on the flat, just your standard, like easy, steady pace, like Steezy sort of pace on the flat.
Yeah.
Because it's about 15 mile an hour overall, but like on the flat, you're hitting like, I don't know, between 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 mile an hour, somewhere around there on the flat. And then obviously when you're going downhill, bit easier, and you can pick up the pace. And then uphill, you do put some effort in going up the hills because you got to go down the gears and get those easier gears on, and just spin away and try and get up the hill. So your heart rate does get up, but overall, I'd say it's the effort of a steady / easy run, basically.
Okay. Because there's lots of sections where you can take your foot off the gas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
But so I did that on Sunday, and then Monday went down to the gym, used the static bike again, just for I did 10 miles worth, so about 40 minutes on the bike. And then Tuesday, when I got home from work, got the bike out, went and did 10 miles, 10.5 miles around the country lanes. I didn't want to go and sit in the gym again. And then after I'd finished that, put the bike away, walked down to the gym and did a bit on the cross trainer and my S&C. Don't know if I needed to do the S&C really, but it was good for my brain, good for my head to do it. All through the training block, doing S&C has made my legs feel better. So I was like, even if it's just for my head, it's not really going to do anything for my legs. It's probably a good idea to do it. So I did that, which was okay. And then Thursday, so yesterday, I went for a run just to test the legs and see what it was like. And I did 3.25 miles, so just over 5K. And I said to myself, just go nice and steady, nice and easy. First mile was like 6:45 or something like that. And then I ended up running, about 6:45 a mile for all 3 miles.
Really?
So,
right.
Yeah, so I ran a bit quick, but what's new? I set off, got quicker, and just kept that quicker pace. But it didn't feel difficult. It felt comfortable, so that was okay. Leg felt better than Saturday, but still not right. There's definitely something going on there. What it is, I don't know. I've got a bit of pain on the outside of my calf, but that's the same as what it's been for the last few weeks. I've got a bit across like the inside and across my tibia, lower half leg, both legs. I've got that weird sensation around the inside upper of my tibia. So I don't know. It's like I've got some like pain when I'm running, not like real bad pain, but you can tell there's something not right. And every now and then when I take a step, it goes, oh, that's not good, every now and then. And then other than that, I've got like some tightness, and then it's like nervy sort of pain. So I don't know.
Does that feel just like a bit like an electric shock kind of thing, like just a shooting? Yeah, that sounds bad.
And it's in different places around my legs, so I don't know. We'll see. It's I've just got to get through it now. So hopefully, when I get out there, the adrenaline that's pumping, the crowd that's pulling you along will help my brain switch it off a little bit, and it will start to loosen up, and hopefully it loosens up like it did during my 20 miler. Because on my 20 miler, I started and my calf and my Achilles was my calf was a bit tight to start off with. And then after about 10 mile, it went into my Achilles as well. So I'm hoping I can have the same sort of thing as I did on my 20 miler, and it doesn't get any worse.
So does this affect your race plan in any way? Are you going to approach it any differently?
No.
Silly question.
I'm going out.
You're not going to split it.
I'm going out at race pace, and if I can't hold it, I'll ease up a bit and just enjoy the race. If I can hold it, excellent. Either way, so I'm going to enjoy myself.
So just remind everyone what your current PB is then, and ideal outcomes and targets for Sunday.
Yeah. So current PB is last year's London, which was 2:53.55.
Right.
And that was an average of about 36 a mile, was it? Something like that? Or no, it might have been quicker than that. 6:34 a mile. I'm gonna have it just in case. But yeah, it's in the 6:30s. And plan for this year is to go out at 6:26s, which is 4 minutes a K on the nose.
20-minute 5Ks,
and go through every 5K on 20 minutes. hopefully, which will, if I manage to do that, will bring me in at 2:48.50 something. If I manage to keep that pace for the whole of the time.
Wow.
But it gives me some wiggle room. So if it does start to get harder or GPS drift towards the end, I can still get under that target of 250.
Amazing.
So, but yeah, last year I ran 6:33 a mile average, but it did come out, as distance always does in a marathon, as 26.51 mile. So that's like 0.3 of a mile too much. So it was more like the 2:53 that I ran was more like 6:35 a mile, I would say.
Yeah. So in London then, because at the big marathons I've done, and they'd probably be Valencia and Seville, I can't remember seeing it at Manchester, but is there a blue line painted?
Yeah, in London, yeah.
Yeah. And is it there for the whole course?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
It's a dashed blue line gap, and you can just follow that if you want to for the whole race.
I see. Right.
And that's obviously what the pros will be doing, is stick that light blue.
Yeah. So is it worth mentioning then what pros are going to be there? What elites?
Yes.
Who the footsteps of whom you'll be treading in?
Yes. So the main elites on the men's side that are racing are Sebastian Sawe and Jacob Kiplimo.
Have either of them won London before?
I think, didn't Sawe win it last year? Or was that Berlin that he won last year? I'm trying to think.
It might have, I think he went for a world record, but sort of didn't quite do it because it was a warm one, wasn't it?
Yes, that was it, wasn't it? Yeah.
He was like, test me on clean. Yeah.
Yes. Which is what's a little bit controversial about this one, because obviously he was like, test me as many times as you can to prove I'm clean. And somebody asked him at the press conference, how many times have you been tested this year for your race? And he said, it's not my choice, but I've already been tested in this lead up to this race. He said it's not like Berlin. Not my choice, but I haven't been tested, which is strange. So, yeah. But who else have we got? And obviously, Jacob Kiplimo is the world record holder for the half. So he's the one who's run 57 minutes for the half marathon.
So he was the one that apparently got too close to the pace car.
Yes.
And then didn't he break that record again?
No. So when he was too close to the pace car, he ran 56 something for the half.
Oh.
And then he's redone it again and be yet, but he ran 57 something.
Okay. So, yeah, fair enough.
But we've also got Amos Kipruto, Tamrat Tola, who is the one who won the Olympic. We've got Emmanuel Petros from Germany, who was the one who had that sprint finish at the World Champs Marathon, where they dipped on the line.
What's his name? Animal?
No, Amanal. So Amanal.
Imagine if your name is Animal.
Yeah, but his name is Anal.
Anal.
Or Aminal. And then Jeffrey Kamworor, Joshua Cheptegei, which is going to be interesting to see how he gets on over a marathon. Mohammed is our fastest Brit in the men's elite field. because Emil Caress has scratched from the race, which is a shame. But also on that, did you see the news today that came out?
About
Emil Caress, he is no longer with Adidas. He is signed for Nike.
Adidas are losing elites left, right, and centre, aren't they?
So both him and Phil Sessman, that have left Adidas in the last couple of years. So interesting. Also Phil Sessman or Phil Seisman.
Phil Seisman.
Phil Seisman. So he's our second fastest Brit. You'll like this one. Somebody from South Africa, Adam Lipschitz.
That's a good name, isn't it? Lipschitz.
Yeah, isn't that one of the names in the song?
Chicago.
Coming from Chicago.
Yeah. Lipschitz.
Then Paddy Diva is racing as well. He's an Irish runner, runs for Puma. So he's had a really good half recently. So it'll be good to see if he can carry that on into the marathon. And then who else couldn't we say about? Tim Vincent is running from Australia. Wayne Gebrselassie, another Brit running. Tawelda Menges, another Brit. Liam Boudin from Australia. Jake Smith, British runner. So it's going to be good to see if he can get back to his old times, because obviously he had Reds, didn't he, and all that time, and he's slowly getting back to the times he was before.
He'll be looking for about 210 when he's sub 210.
Yeah, he's hoping to break 210. Yeah. So, well, what he's hoping for is the European qualifiers, which is 2:09:30, I think.
When I watch him run, he's got the most. You know what? Like all these elites have got like different styles of running. He sort of almost runs with his chin and chest up, doesn't he? He's got like an interesting. He looks like he's sprinting for his life in every step.
Yes.
So he's got interesting form.
He looks really powerful in his stride, doesn't he?
Yeah.
His stride looks really powerful, like he's putting effort through every stride. Yeah.
So how he can maintain that for that long is amazing. But obviously works for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently he's apparently he's a really sound guy as well. I've seen people interview him after races and stuff, and he's always really nice guy.
Yeah. So, Dan Nash was saying he always always pumps you up, makes you believe in yourself. He's always really supportive and makes you think that you do amazingly. So that's quite cool.
Good on him.
Also from the British, we've got Alex Milne, Jack Rowe, Puma runner. So it'd be interesting to see how he gets on as well. Dan Nash, Andrew Fife, Sean Hogan, Christopher Thomas, Chris Bishop, Charlie Sanderson, and then Yomif Kajalcha is running, which will be interesting to see how he gets on over the marathon as well. And then Alfie Manthorpe is making his debut. So it'll be interesting to see whether he can hit his target of a sub 210 as well.
I've just looked at the list of pacers, and Alex Yee is pacing. Have you seen that? If you scroll down a little bit.
Alex Yee was supposed to be pacing Emil Caress.
Oh, was he?
Yes, because Emil Caress paced Alex Yee at Valencia when Alex Yee broke the British record.
Oh,
no, sorry,
really?
Not broke the British record, when he ran the second fastest, because Mo Farah's still got the British record, hasn't he?
He ran about 2:06.
Yeah. Emil Caress paced him to 35k.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And what's interesting about that is since then, since the Olympics, Emil Caress hasn't finished a marathon. And he has scratched before the races as well. but he ran to 35k in Valencia. If he'd have just carried on and done the other 7k, he'd have had a really good marathon time on the board, which would have qualified him for all the races that he wants to qualify for. Because at the moment, he's not got a European qualifier.
Right.
Because his last marathon was too long ago. So that's going to be interesting. And then I need to find the women's elite now.
Just looking at the men's wheelchair field, there's one guy from Great Britain. I like this. Where's he gone? He's called John Smith. So you think he's just a normal name. That's not his real name. John Boy. His real name's John Boy. How cool is that? John Boy Smith.
Is he one of the Waltons?
John Boy Smith. What a name. Sorry.
Good night, John Boy. Right, so the women's field. Yes, this should be a really good race, actually. We've got Tiggs de Sefa, who did she win it last year? I think she did, didn't she?
Yeah.
And then and Tiggs de Sefa is previous world record holder before the doper beater.
So was the doper? Did they still hold the world record? Does that still count?
That's the crazy. Yeah, that's the crazy thing about it. She's been banned for doping, but she still holds the world record. How is that right?
Because isn't it sub 2:10 as well? It's like a really hard time to beat.
Yeah. Because Tiggs de Sefa ran 2:11.
Yeah. So it's bonkersly.
Yeah, but there we go. Yeah, but she's racing, and Jocelyn Jepkosgei is racing, and Helena Beery is racing as well. So those three are going to be the three that are battling up the front for the win, I think.
Yeah.
And then we've also got, here we go, Degitu Azimara. I don't know whether that's right or not. Eunice Chebichi Chumba.
That's a good name, isn't it? Chumba. Right, now read the next one. Read the next one without hesitating.
Okay. Catherine Relene Amamangole.
That's not bad.
Yes.
Amamangole. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. That is. Yeah, well done.
Excellent. Ame Shumet. And then here come the British runners. Rose Harvey, who is the runner who ran the Olympic marathon with a stress fracture in her femur. So I've got big respect for her. Yeah,
you two are like soulmates. I actually think, if you see her, I actually say this every podcast we mention her, I'm convinced she's from Evesham. I'm sure I read that she's from Evesham. So if you see Rose, say,
yeah,
hey, I'm Rose. From Redditch, and you're from Evesham, apparently. Is that true? Is that true, Rose?
She'll go, Evesham, where's that?
Yeah.
Then also we've got Eilish McColgan running again. So her second year running London, hoping to break 2:20, but it's going to be a lonely road out there again for her. That's one of the problems with the London Marathon for the women, because they get set off first. They basically have an empty race. So as soon as you lose the pack, you're just running the whole marathon on your own. And obviously the lead pack are going to be going quite a lot quicker than 2:20. So unless her and Rose Harvey and Jess Warner-Judd can all stick together and run in a pack, but Eilish McColgan might want to be going a little bit faster than the other two. So it might be a tough day for her, but we shall see.
I imagine with the Brits, a bit of a reality check. You ain't going to win the London Marathon, but you could get first Brit.
Yes,
and that is
a big title at London, isn't it?
Yeah, and maybe even a fastest Brit in 2026 so far. You know, there's so many things to fight for, isn't there? So there's competition within the competition.
Yeah. So there's Rose Harvey, Eilish McColgan, Jess Warner Judd, who are all British. Then we've got Marta Galimeni from Spain. Julia Patanane is running, who is an interesting one because she is the Uruguayan who came third in the World Champs, where she couldn't quite believe it. She didn't realise she was in third when she crossed the line, and took her a while to understand that she'd actually medalled. So it's going to be interesting to see how she gets on in this race with different conditions and different course. So yeah, that would be a good one. She grew up in the UK, so all of her early running career was all through the schools system.
Right.
And then obviously she now runs for Uruguay. And then we also have Louise Small and Verity Hopkins, who are both GB runners. So yeah, that should be really good.
Look at the pacers as well. Samantha Harrison.
Yeah, Alex Bell, Lily Partridge, Sam Harrison, and Clara Evans.
I saw Sam Harrison in the car park at Telford 10K, and she was just doing her A skips and her B skips. I was like, "Good luck, Sam!" And she was like, "Cheers, mate." And she was just like really normal, if you know what I mean. And I think when I see like not famous people, but I've got this habit of putting people on a massive pedestal. I mean, people. Not everyone listening to this will know who Samantha Harrison is, but you know when someone is an elite athlete, you automatically put them at celebrity status. And I saw her, and she's quite recognisable, isn't she? And I saw her as like, "Good luck, Sam." And I thought it sounded like a real weirdo. She's like, "Cheers." I think she even said, "Cheers, mate." I was like, "Oh yeah, you're Sam." So yeah, she seems a nice person. So yeah, that's exciting that you might get a look at the elite women again, because you saw Savannah San, who's not going to be there last year, didn't you?
Yeah, she's scratched from this year as well. She, I think she said, was it Sifana San who said she had a stress fracture after her last race? Was it Valencia she did last?
I don't know.
And she's not been able to recover properly since then.
It's a shame. She's such a great character for the sport, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's just absolutely gold. Yeah. But yeah, so why don't you tell us then? Do you want to talk a little bit more about your prep for? Tell us about the Expo first. So you're hot off the press. You've just been and got your number, and you've got your AI character sorted, which is the main priority.
So been and got my number, which is 2569, dude. 2569. So I'm on the yellow start again. On wave 1. I'll be starting at 9:35 in the morning. I've also got my, which is quite nice this year, actually.
It's no Brighton though, is it? Where's the ice cream?
But yeah, this year's t-shirt.
That's cool. Look at the London Eye, like 26 in the middle of London Eye. That's pretty cool.
It's an actual New Balance tech tee, so that's quite cool.
How does it feel? Does it feel like it's got a market value of about £1.50, or does it actually feel quite nice? Would you actually run in it?
It actually feels okay. Actually, it's sort of thing I would run in. Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's quite good.
Would you consider buying any of the merch, even though it's got New Balance written all over it?
I did have a look around it, but I just, when I first did the London Marathon, I went mad and bought loads of stuff. And then each one since, I've bought less and less. Just because it I don't want to sound like an arse or anything, but the spectacle of doing your first one is such a big milestone that you want all the merch, and I'm so glad I bought it, back when I first did it because it was such a big thing. But now it's a race for me. It's less of a I don't know
Occasion.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to play it down because it is a big occasion for me. Coming and running,
I know what you mean.
it's massive, but it's not as big of a spectacle as it was the first time I did it. I'm now coming down to try and race it and get the best time I can, rather than experience London as a marathon.
Yeah.
So I didn't. Well, actually, I bought one thing. Only stopped at a couple of stands. Stopped and said hello to Ben Parks, which was cool. And then the only other one I stopped at was Gooder, and bought myself a new pair of sunglasses. And when I say new sunglasses, these are the ones I bought, and these are the ones I brought down with me.
Bought exactly the same pair.
Yeah, this is my third pair of them.
Oh, they do look good though. Well, they'll go. Have you decided on? Well, you can tell us that in a minute because I'm sure you've color coordinated your glasses with your kit. But so how was the stress? Because I've seen various people's what do you call it? Journeys of getting down there, and they said that the expo was massive and the big queues, the tubes were a nightmare, and because it's been on since Wednesday, hasn't it?
Yes. And at the moment, over the last couple of days, there's been tube strikes. So
is that why it's
been difficult? Yes.
Okay, right. And it's not like it's in central London either, is it?
No. So the Elizabeth line, which Custom House for XL is on, hasn't had strikes. That's been fine. And the DLR has been fine as well. So if you've got DLR to the XL, that's been fine. But the tube, all the other tube lines have had strikes. So it's been on and off their what do you call it, schedules. So yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So
but,
does that mean that will there be strikes on Sunday?
No, I think it finishes tomorrow. Yeah.
Right. So,
but they did this last year, exactly the same. So
okay.
Yeah. But it was rammed. There was a lot of people there. Especially as it's Friday. Tomorrow it's going to be horrendous. So I'm so glad I went today rather than tomorrow.
Didn't you get accused of pushing in?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I got my number and walked through the first bit, which is all like the New Balance bit. And on the wall, they had a Perspex box with a pair of the New Balance shoes that the American who won the first London Marathon was wearing. So like the style of shoe. So I wanted to go over and just capture those on video. So I waited because on the wall adjacent to it was a London Marathon New Balance logo, and everybody was queuing to have a photo in front of that logo with their number. So I waited for the person who was taking the photo, so I didn't walk in front of them to take their photo. Then as soon as they finished, I walked across to get to where those shoes were, and I got shouted at by a woman who said, excuse me, there's a queue here. And I went, I'm not even queuing. I don't want that. I want them.
So, brilliant.
Yeah. So it was very much like that down there. It was rammed. You had to sit in to get in between people and round. So I just quickly went round, got out as quick as I could, basically.
And I think I know the answer to this, but how come you've gone today and not tomorrow?
Because it will be ridiculously rammed. It will be horrendous. I'll probably lose my rag. But the main reason is I don't want to spend too much time on my feet tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case.
You'll be surprised how many extra steps you do going around the expo, because it's so cleverly designed that you have to walk around all the merch. You have
sounds like here, isn't it?
Yeah, basically. So you do so many extra steps. The entrance to the Excel Centre isn't where the entrance to the Marathon Expo is. So you get into the Excel Centre and you've got about 400 meters to walk to the entrance of the marathon thing, plus all the transport to and from. So I was just like, I don't want all that extra steps and movement in my legs. So get it out done on the Friday. Then I can go and do my shakeout tomorrow and then just relax for the rest of the day.
And what will that be? What will the shakeout be? Will you do 5K?
So, yes. So I'm just going to go and do a steady 5K. I'm going to go and check out some of the brand pop-ups that are down in Shoreditch and all around there. I think it's Hackney, where they all are. So
right.
go check those out.
What sort of pop-ups are there? I know ASICs are there.
Yeah, so there's an ASICs. The ASICs house is there. They've got the what have they called the Puma one? Is it I think they've called it the Nitro something. The Puma. Hang on, let me check out.
And what are all these? Are all these pop-ups like a little village? Are they all sort of next door and opposite each other and stuff?
No, they're not opposite each other because they've taken over certain buildings and stuff. So like the Puma one's called the Nitro Lab.
Right.
Cool. But they've also obviously got their flagship stores. So Puma have got their own store, but they've taken over another place as well as their Nitro Lab.
Of course,
so,
because isn't Puma
one is called the ASICS house?
Isn't Puma on like Carnaby Street or Oxford Street or something?
So, the main store is
yeah.
And I also saw today that you can go into Nike. Is it Oxford Street where Nike are? I think it is. You can go into their store and get a sign printed, and it's one of those red signs with the black lettering.
So what did you get?
Sign printed with whatever you want. No, that's on the in Oxford Street. So I am tempted to go down and get.
What would you get? Like YouTubers welcome. What could we have?
Influencers tolerated.
Influencers tolerated. Yeah. That we've got. I just quickly mentioned that. So Nike
runfluencers.
Runfluencers tolerated.
There we go. That's what I'm going to have. I'm going to have that. Content creators welcome. Runfluencers tolerated.
That Nike have been, as far as I'm concerned, mission accomplished.
Oh,
because they 100%. Have been on most people's lips this week. They've even had to remove some of their signs from certain parkruns because of the offended brigade.
Yeah, the crazy thing about it, though, is that runners welcome, walkers tolerated sign was at Boston. And the whole of the running world have been talking about Nike and the Nike controversy of this sign at an Adidas event. No one was talking about Adidas at the Adidas Boston Marathon. Everybody was talking about Nike.
And it's just a little 3-foot sign in a window, wasn't it? Not even that. It was like a... And then I think they came down to a parkrun, obviously, because they're setting up for the London Marathon, and they've dropped a few slogans on billboards, pop-up things.
Come all this way for a walk in the park.
Yeah. And it's on a parkrun, and didn't it say something like walk joggers this way or something like that? It's not even the way.
But apparently there was other Nike events going on near some parkruns, so people blew that out of proportion as well.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, people are feeling marginalised because not everyone is an elite athlete. Not everyone can run a whole marathon or whatever they think.
But at the same time, Nike make running shoes, and their advertising over the past God knows how many years has been about not everyone can be a winner.
It's been about,
our athletes are the gold medal winners. Not everyone can be a winner, but our runners are. And it's all about being elite and being the best in the world and all of this. So why is this so controversial, telling people at a marathon where you can only get in if you run a certain time, a qualifying time, that runners are welcome. And it's not like they said walkers get lost. They said walkers are tolerated. If you want to walk, that's fine. But runners, you're very welcome. It's been blown so far out of proportion. I can understand why people are angry, because it is saying, walk is tolerated. But it's not like they've told them to get lost. And in the Boston Marathon, most of the people there are there to run as fast as possible, and Nike are there to sell running shoes. But guess what? They also make shoes that you can walk in. It's not like you can't walk in them.
But they're the biggest sporting manufacturer in the world, and they probably will be forevermore. So they, they don't care as long as you're saying their brand name over and over again.
And some of my favorite things that I saw on Instagram, which was brilliant, was people going, "This is outrageous. Oh, this is so narrow-minded and short-sighted of Nike. I won't be buying their stuff for a while." For a while. So you'll be back in the future then, yeah?
Yeah, you'll be back. It's a bit like McDonald's, isn't it? It's like you have a McDonald's sometimes and you think, I shouldn't have done that. But then that goes away. Mm-hmm. Much like I'm never drinking again, and then next weekend comes and you go, that feeling goes away because their branding is so strong, like McDonald's, that smell when you walk past just gets you, or that feeling when you wear some shoes of Nike, or you walk past a shop and the shop looks so inviting, you think, go on, I'll have a quick look in there. And when you think some of the top sportsmen and women in the world wear their gear as well, and you think, wouldn't mind a bit of that.
This is the thing though as well. It's the Boston Marathon. It's the oldest marathon in the world. The one where you can, yes, there are charity places, so people can get in that way, and there are gifted places, because all of the influencers who get free places have an earlier starting time than everyone else. So all the elites run past all the influencers as they're running.
I didn't know that.
Which is crazy at Boston. Yeah, they get set off before everyone else, which is mental. But
that doesn't make any sense.
I know. So there's free places for them, and there is charity places. But the majority of people at Boston are there because they've had to qualify, and you can't enter the Boston Marathon. You can't just enter a ballot. You've got to qualify. And if that sign was at the Olympics or the World Champs or the European Champs, would anybody be bothered by it?
No, because it's all about...
Of the athletes go, that's not inclusive. No, and no one who's watching is going to go, well, that's not inclusive, because it's all about being elite and being the best you can be.
Yeah. It's comical, really, isn't it? How it's all gotten...
But Nike are very clever. Their advertising company, they knew what they were doing. It was on purpose.
Yeah, because it's all anybody's talking about, and So but anyway, where were we? We were talking about the Expo and I can't remember. So your shakeout then. You're going to be doing just a 5K, 3 mile.
I'll just do it. Just doing a 5K. Probably
and you'll visit.
Same as I did last year. I'll run down to Trafalgar Square and round there, and then go down into Hackney and go and see what's going on at the different stores. And just
how's the carb load been going?
I've already hit my carbs for the day.
What, 15 loaves of saurine, or has it just been just gone for 20?
I've got to hit about 660 grams of carbs because I'm about 66 kilos. So I've got to hit about 660 grams of carbs. And this morning I had 2 bagels with peanut butter and banana. So there's about 100 grams of carbs. On the way down, I ate a big bag of Haribo jelly sweets. They weren't Haribo, but Haribo style sweets, and that had about 200 grams of carbs in. So there's nearly half gone already. I then have eaten a whole loaf of saurine, and in that there is there's about 200 in there as well. So there's 500. And then I've also had a carb drink. And then I've just had a meal deal from Tesco. So I had a sandwich, which had about 50 grams of carbs in, some pineapple, and then a bottle of full sugar Coke, which has got about another 50 grams of carbs in. So I'm more or less there for the day.
Yeah, that's not as bad as I maybe thought it would have had to have been, if that makes sense. That's almost sounds quite manageable. But how do you want to feel on the start line? Do you want to feel almost a little bit bloated and a bit heavy and a bit, you know?
I don't want to feel like I don't want to feel hungry, and I don't want to feel mega light. I want to feel like I am full to the brim of carbs and energy. So, yeah.
Yeah, because I heard something the other day that most people will burn through their natural glycogen stores in 90 minutes, something like that. Or is it 2 hours?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's why you obviously need to keep refueling on the go. And that's another thing we need to quickly mention about Mr. Joe Wicks, who this week put his foot in rather large farmer's pat by saying that most people could get round a marathon with a bowl of porridge and a banana and no water or toilet stops. So, yeah, Mr. Wicks, what on earth are you on about?
You probably can, Joe Wicks, but should you? Probably not. And if you're racing, should you? Yeah. Definitely not. No way.
Like, imagine if someone's taken that advice, you know, imagine if someone's one of Joe's disciples, you know, because there'll be super fans of Joe Wicks who have thought, okay, that's what I'll do. It's my first marathon this Sunday. That's dangerous advice, isn't it?
Yeah.
To listen to that. The food thing and hitting the wall is totally fine. We all do it on our first marathon. But the no water thing, that's a bit scary because you know.
Yeah. Especially as it's going to be warm again on Sunday.
For a fitness professional to be saying for people running 3, 4, 5, 6+ hours in the midday sun.
I can understand what he was trying to say. What he was trying to say is companies have pushed onto people that you need way more than you actually do, especially electrolyte companies, because they're basically pushing it on everybody. And if you aren't exercising a lot, you probably don't need extra electrolytes. But when you're marathon training, you do. So, I can understand where he was coming from, but he really missed the mark. It quite dangerous advice if anybody actually listened to him.
And what's this whole Daddy Pig stuff about? Is he running the marathon dressed as it?
No, he's pacing Daddy Pig. So someone's running with him dressed as Daddy Pig. But have you heard the rumours over the internet that
of who Daddy Pig?
Yes. Have you seen
like this? the Stig in Top Gear or something? Like it's secretly Mo Farah or something?
Well, there is a theory that Harry Styles wants to run all of the major marathons. Yeah. And the only way he could run London is to enter under a different name and
be disguised
so no one could see him.
Imagine
and loads of people are saying that Harry Styles is going to be Daddy Pig.
Imagine if he'd have used Mom's moustache and glasses and big nose. His nose.
Yeah.
Like, guess
who? That is one of the theories online, because obviously the other ones, he can sort of do it. But in the UK, being such a big star, he would just get swamped going around the marathon. So
Yeah.
people think that it's going to be him, but I don't think it is. It's definitely, if it is going to be him in the marathon, it's definitely not him doing all of the PR work.
No. Yeah. Yeah, that would be quite funny. I think you're right though. I think there is something there. I think this mystery, like the blooming Masked Singer, I think there'll be a unmasking live on the BBC. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Joe Wicks is like a 5-6 hour marathoner. He's not quick, is he? He's not like.
No, he's not. No.
So I don't know what their plan is to get round.
Yeah, he's tolerated at the.
Daddy Pig, welcome. Joe Wicks tolerated. But I tell you who is racing in London, who you might see in the distance, maybe, is Hugo Fry, which is he seems like a good guy, and he was going to race Boston, I think, wasn't he?
Yes, and he switched his target to London.
He's posted today on the horse. All in precision.
I was just about to say that. Have you seen it? It's incredible.
It can't be real. But
no, they are, because Precision Fuel and Hydration have done like loads of photo shoots with all of their athletes who are running London in that style. So one of the girls that runs for him, they've made a handbag out of one of the gel packets, and she's
really
doing like a posh pose with that. Let me find it for you.
That is pretty good. I do like Precision Hydration. That they seem like a good company. I've never tried any of their stuff, but the best thing was when he went to the BPN thing and he won it wearing head to toe. Look at that!
It's so good. The pouch on it and everything.
If you scroll down though, I'm pretty sure Cole Gibbons comes up first, and he's like,
I'm so confused. Hugo Fry has commented saying, "I need to stop horsing around." Brilliant.
Yeah.
Genius. But
I just love how I know he says this himself. Oh wow! Look at that handbag. That's mint. That's pretty good, isn't it?
And then there's this one as well, which is name. Is it Globe Runner Griff?
Oh, I can't see what's round his waist though.
Is that like a cummerbund? It's a cummerbund, but Precision Fuel and Hydration.
That's wicked.
And
Look
the
at
bow tie,
and the bow tie,
and his hanky.
That's good branding. That's good. Congratulations, Precision. That's really, really good stuff.
Look at that
one. Absolutely. They must have had such a laugh on that shoot. That must have been so funny. That's a legendary. So brilliant. Have a look on Precision Fuel and Hydration's Instagram for some humorous photo shoots of their athletes. What I like about Precision is they'll do a London Marathon recap and they'll show someone who's run 2:20 and they'll show someone that's run 7:20. Yeah. And they'll do they'll do a slide after slide after slide of Hugo Fry. He had so many grams per hour, how many gels he had, and then it will go right down to Bruce, who did it in 7 hours, and he'll be like, just try to get through it, and he talks about the electrolyte mix he had beforehand and stuff like that. But they sort of celebrate all their athletes, don't they? And everyone that uses their products. I think that's quite good. So I do quite like them as a brand. I think they're pretty good.
Yeah. I listened to Inside Running Pod, and they had the founder of Precision on the other day. And he was saying that their gels, compared to a lot of gel brands, are actual gels, whereas most gels are just a syrup, because they're too they're too runny, too watery to be called a gel. So they're actually really like high sugary syrups. But theirs, they actually put a gelling agent in, so it's thicker and gloopier. So it is actually a gel. So the same as Morton.
I wonder if that's better for the digestive system or something.
Yeah,
but it's just a little bit.
Saying,
but it's just a little bit. Yeah. Well, I didn't realize that certain foods that you would expect not to be good for you are like really good. Like I didn't realize how good maple syrup was for you for a
Yeah,
runner.
yeah,
How
yeah.
settling that.
And
So
and
pancakes and maple syrup,
yeah,
perfect breakfast.
apparently it's better than honey as well, um,
Really
because of the makeup of the sugars in it is better than honey.
interesting. Do you know one thing I've not graduated to yet is eating packets of rice with Nutella on it. Like, did you see Leggett Lee?
I did, yeah.
He's like, I've just had a packet of rice for breakfast with some
Yeah,
chocolate spread or something. I blame Hugo Fry.
yeah,
But no, I'm not brave enough to do that. But fair
no,
play.
yeah. I've got to go and buy my my tea for tomorrow. Yeah, I've got to go and buy it tomorrow. I'm going to do exactly the same as what I've been testing on every Sunday long run, and I've been
Yep.
doing two packets of rice. I have at home. I've been cooking rice, so just getting like a bag of rice and cooking it on the stove. But I ain't going to be able to do that in a hotel room. So I'm going to buy 2 packets of microwave rice, which is about the equivalent
Yeah.
of what I would have had, and then a tin of rice pudding, and that will be my tea tomorrow night before I go to bed.
You can have all of that for your tea.
Yeah,
Well, isn't that like a pack of rice would serve 2? So you're gonna have 4 people's worth of rice plus rice pudding.
yeah, but I won't have anything to go with the rice. So I'm basically having rice with rice. So a packet is basically one person's meal, isn't it?
That's slightly rice heavy.
Yeah, I'm going to have rice with a side of rice. And then as my
calling you
main
Declan.
course, I'm going to have rice with a side of rice. And then for
Stop calling you
pudding, I'm going to have
Annika.
a tin of rice pudding. Yeah.
Love it. Good stuff.
But that's what I've been trying. So, but I have also got for tomorrow, I have still got 2 loaves of saurine. I've got pre-made oats for the morning, and I've got a couple of bags of sweets. Got some bagels. Yeah.
So have you got a toaster then?
No, there isn't a toaster.
So are you going to be having like cold bagels? You know what I mean? Like untoasted bagels?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I've ever done that, you know. Never had an untoasted bagel. I need to live a bit, don't I?
Well,
I'm so bougie.
I don't know if I'm living.
Yeah. Actually, no, I take that back. You're just having rice for dinner.
Bland
Uncooked bagels.
Yeah. Bland on bland on bland. That's what I'm having.
You've got no cutlery, so you probably have to spread all the peanut butter with your finger, probably.
Yeah.
But have you got your kit there? Can you show us what you'll be wearing?
Yeah.
And are you going for the same London outfit as 2025?
So different outfit. So,
oh, you did a poll on this on Instagram, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think we know.
Same shoes.
Yeah.
But brand new pair. So these have
yellow...
only done. Yeah, these have only done 20 mile. These have done my long run.
So yellow Adidas Pro 4s with the blue stripes. Yeah. Swedish colourway.
I've bought the Solar Slime Adidas socks, which I did wear for my 20 miler, but I have also got in my suitcase the red pair and the white pair just in case. And then I have my my black running boxers.
Nice.
Essentials. And then I have
your Cobalts.
Freshly logoed up. My semi-cotton blue, these are called, or purple, or lilac, or lavender. Yeah. And they go alongside my...
Love it.
Same colour race vest.
So how do you describe that colour? It's almost like mauve.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's called semi-cobalt blue, but I'd say it's more of a lilac or lavender.
Yeah. And have you brought any sun cream with you?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Because you could cop it.
Yeah, I filled up my travel bottle. So my travel bottle was factor 30, but it was almost empty. So I just took the top off and filled it with factor 50. So
yeah, good shout.
That should be good.
Will you do the old Vaseline trick? Will you do the old McDonald's above your eyebrows?
No.
Have you heard of that?
I don't know
if it's true or not.
Yeah, no, I don't want a big M on my forehead.
Well, that's the danger, isn't it? If you put oil essentially on your above your eyebrows, just to stop a bit of sweat going in your eyes, just to do your eyebrows job, you could end up with a big worm.
I've got big enough eyebrows; they just soak up the sweat as it is. So
They're
it's all right.
Quite Gallagher-esque, aren't they? Your eyebrows.
And then other bits of kit. Obviously, I've bought my new sunglasses, so I'm going to wear my new pair on Sunday. And then I've also got my camera ready, but I've bought a second camera, so I can now. I know it's not going to run out of battery, which is good because that almost happened last year. But I am going to do my trick. So last year I ran with that in my hand. So I had the whole pod and the camera and this handle, which is a tripod as well. But I ran with that whole thing, just holding it like that. And it does get in the way a little bit, especially when you're trying to take on fuel and all sorts. So I'm not going to take that whole thing. So I'm going to take it off the handle and just have the pod in the front of my shorts. And then the second camera I'm going to have on this magnetic pendant that comes. And this is basically made so you can have that behind your t-shirt and have your camera on there and it'll hold in place. But I've started using this now just like this. So I can hold it like that when I'm filming forward and then flip it round and hold it when I'm filming towards myself. And it's just so much easier just to be in your fingers and twist it round really easily. So
nice.
That's how I'm going to be filming. And then when that runs out of battery, I'll swap it with the one that's in me shorts. So
you've got to be careful not to put your finger over the microphone, haven't you?
Yes, that's why that pendant's really good, because it stops you from getting your fingers over the microphone. Because on these cameras, if you hold it like that, the microphones are on both ends.
Yeah.
So if you end up holding it like that, you've just covered up the microphone and you can't record anything. There is a third microphone on the front, but it just makes it really bad. And if you're holding it in any way other, it just makes it.
Yeah.
But when you've got this, your fingers are out of the way of all three. So
and it's a pretty strong magnet, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So that should be
cool.
Good.
So race plan then, you've sort of touched on it. It's 6:26 or die, isn't it? It's
that's what I'm going to go out at. That's the plan. If it goes to plan, brilliant. If it doesn't, oh well, I'll come in with what I get. It is what it is.
Yeah. I've heard people talking this week. Again, I sound like a stalker, but I think it was Hugo Fry I heard say this. Like people, and maybe I'm guilty of this, but we talk about marathons as if we're going to war. And it's really not that deep, is it? It's a marathon. If it doesn't go well, it's not the end of the world. You know, it's not really worth your tears, really, in the worst possible way.
He also said that it's lost a bit of its like people were starting to think of the marathon as something that was a bit too easy. He said it's good that the last few marathons have been hot and people have had absolute stinkers because they've started respecting the distance a bit more again.
Yeah.
Which is true, because people were just going out and running PB after PB, and then all of a sudden they didn't PB and they ran 20 minutes slower than their last race, and they all of a sudden went, oh man, no, this is hard. And that's the thing. Marathons are hard. You can't cheat them.
There's been a lot of people calling for London to start at 7:30 and be moved to February and all this sort of stuff. But in a way, London starting fairly late, like 9ish, 10ish, well, 9:30 for you, isn't it? Gives it that bit of personality. It gives it that extra bit of difficulty, because you may be facing the midday heat. And in Chicago, you could be done and dusted by 10:30, can't you? I think this starts at 7:30, doesn't it? So it's another level of difficulty, and maybe that's one thing they shouldn't change, because
I think it's a good time as well, because that's when London is buzzing around 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
when London starts to buzz.
Yeah, I know it was the first one, but didn't we watch Sydney Marathon and it seemed, from the TV stream, it seemed quite empty in places. I'm sure the big places were rammed, but a lot of it, the street seemed really
mega early because of the heat.
Yeah,
and people weren't out.
Yeah. So well, I guess. Yeah. Would you care to make any predictions then of how you think it will go Sunday? All things considered.
All depends whether my leg holds up or not. We shall see. If I'd have felt the same as I did in peak week, I'd have said yes. It could be on going for 250. Now. Worse. So when it hurt on my 15 miler a couple of weeks ago, so the week after my peak, when it first started to really flare up, I ran that with all of my miles at least sub 3 pace, because I wanted to know in my head, even if my leg hurt, I could still get in at sub 3 pace and try and still break 3 hours. So that is the plan. If it all goes to pot, slow down to 3 hour pace, to 650 a mile. But if it's feeling okay, I'm just going to push on and see what happens. See, I said this to myself at the start of the block, and I haven't said it to anyone really about what I'm about to say. So this is going out into the ether.
An exclusive.
One of my dreams was to run a sub 3 at London. And last year, I ran a sub 3 at London. So I've achieved that dream. I've achieved that target, that goal, if you want to call it. So this year, I can go and roll the dice. And if it goes absolutely terribly, oh well. But if I roll the dice and I come up trumps, who knows?
Oh, yes. Yes, so, I can't wait.
Yeah,
love it.
I am going out to give it as much as I can.
You've got nothing to lose.
Exactly. I've run my sub 3 at London.
Yeah.
That was always the challenge, the target, and that happened last year. So this year is all about seeing what's capable.
And you've only, apart from cross country and relays and club races, you haven't really done many races or events since London last year.
The only races I've run this year are 2 cross country races and road relays.
Yeah.
Other than that, the only races I've done are Telford 10K.
Yeah, you must be
London.
Chomping at the bit to get out there on Sunday. When you arrived in London today, was there like a smell in the air of London Marathon? Was there like a feeling of, you're seeing runners and you're looking at people going, "You're running the marathon Sunday, I can tell."
There was a few around that you could see. They were traveling down for the marathon, but I think tomorrow will be that day where everybody starts to come down and you just look around and go, yeah, they're running. Yeah, they're running.
I love the day before a marathon because everyone's in their kit, everyone's doing their shakeouts, everyone's just sort of holding themselves back, but you could see everyone's just so excited and tapered.
The way I could tell today was what they were wearing on their feet. There was lots
sliders.
There was lots of max stack.
Oh, okay.
Very high stack shoes where they're just wearing their comfy shoes to walk around in, so they're not tiring their legs out.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm sure I'll say this at the end, but I just wanted to wish you all the very best. I know that you will give it everything and more. You'll give it the full Elesmore. You'll give it the Elesmore. That's what you'll give it. You'll give it as soon as you thought you've given it as much as you can, you'll give it Elesmore. Yeah. But all the best, mate. I hope you have an absolute run of your life out there. And I'm super, super jealous that you'll get to run around the capital for a few hours. It looks like it's going to be a stunningly beautiful sunny day. And just proper wishing I was out there. So do it for the podcast.
Yes, so something I do want to share though, which made me chuckle this week, is I put my video out where I did put a bit of a clickbaity title of "Will I make the start line?" But when I did it, I was genuinely thinking, "Will I make the start line?" But somebody commented on my video. Let me just let me find it so I can read it properly. Hang on. Where am I? And they put Brett, you're the Chuck Norris of running. the tarmac meets your feet and not the other way around.
Oh, that's good. That is good.
Genius. That was it was David Roberts who wrote that, and I chuckled very much at that.
Wicked. Brilliant. That's awesome. So shall we give a shout out or at least a mention to a few people that we know that will also be down there?
Yes.
So we know we've mentioned him a few times, and I'm so excited to see how he does. But the man, the myth, the legend, the only ginger Kenyan that I know, Mr. Lee Neal. He is going to absolutely annihilate London Marathon. I really, really hope that he has the race of his life. And in fact, I know he will. I know he'll do, he'll have a really good time out there. So, all the best, Lee.
Yeah, have an amazing race, mate.
And he's the
member.
He's the member of Birmingham's newest running club, isn't he? What is it? There's only two members, isn't it? Him and Adam. The Headhunters, Shout out to the Headhunters. It's just Lee and Adam. So, shout out to you boys. And if you see Lee on the course, please shout "Stay dangerous" to him. That will just make his day. Just tell him to stay dangerous, and I'm sure you'll get one back.
Yeah, and he'll be wearing his B&R top as well because he's got to wear the club vest because he got the club face.
Oh, wicked! So he'll be easily recognisable with his bright red top on with the blue stripe, the blue diagonal stripe. So or is it two stripes?
Two stripes, yeah.
Two stripes, yeah. So good luck, Lee. Who else do we know that's going down there?
So from B&R, there's also Lisa Thomas is racing, who's been running really, really well. She's had a bit of a tough taper, the same as me, with a few niggles and possible injuries. So hopefully she'll be all right and be on the start line. Banksy, Richard Banks, is also running, who has had a terrible block, but then in the last few weeks has suddenly come into fitness.
Wow,
So
that's
he's had the opposite of us. So
Wow.
hopefully he runs well. Who else is running it from BNR? I can't think. Oh, Dave Gemmell is running. So he will hopefully have a great race. He had a great race last year. He's hoping to run. I think he's hoping for about 2:45. So, yeah, we shall see.
Brilliant. Well, we know a few people that do the old YouTubes.
Yes.
So TQ, I'm so pleased.
Yeah.
I mean, I know TQ did Dublin, and that was his sort of comeback race after missing Manchester. I think it was last year, wasn't it? He was supposed to be in Manchester.
Yeah.
And he broke his foot, I think, the week or two before it or something like that, some sort of freak accident. But yeah, TQ is lining up and repping the Q boys. And no doubt he'll be in his green and white hoop shirt. He'll be repping the Tipton Harriers. And I'm sure Todd is absolutely just gunning for glory, and he'll be at a similar kind of pace to you. I think maybe he might be going out a bit quicker.
Yeah, I think he's going out slightly quicker. I think he's aiming a bit quicker than me. So yeah, I may see him on course, I may not. Yeah,
so that'd be awesome if you do see him. Yeah. We know the FOD runner is going to be down there, isn't he? Andy Rayner, I think, is going to be doing London. So it'd be interesting to see.
He's going for a fast time because he is part of the Puma Project 3. So he's got to try and break his PB by 3 minutes to earn a cash reward.
Is it $3,000 you get? Something like that?
Yeah. If he breaks his PB by 3 minutes.
How do they choose their athletes? So is everyone under 3 hours?
I think so, yes, and it's a like an application process. They don't just do it like a ballot. You have to apply, and they choose people from the applications. But you have to have run a certain time, and they will.
Yeah, because they can't make it too easy, can they?
No, exactly.
So yeah, I suppose. But yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how Andy gets on. I also wonder what shoe he's going to go for as well. I wonder if he'll go for one of his Asics, because I know he's fond of them.
No.
He obviously loves his Chinese shoes.
He's got to run the
Of course. That's the whole point, isn't it? So I wonder what he'll go for. Will he get the choice? Will he get the DV8 Nitro Elite 4s?
Be able to choose either the Fast R3s or the DV8 Nitro 4s. I
would choose them. Would you?
For a marathon, I'd probably go for the DV8 Nitro Elite 4s, yeah.
Well, the DV8 Nitro Elites are pretty sure throughout their iterations, or whatever the word is, they've had a pretty good reputation for marathon running, haven't they? They're pretty solid, and they're pretty.
I know people have complained about the 4, saying they're a bit too soft and they don't quite give as much back as the 3 did.
Okay.
So there is that, but at least the DV8 Nitro Elite's got a heel, whereas the Fast R3, if you start to get tired, there is no heel on that shoe. So you still got to be up on your toes, otherwise your form's going to be all over the place.
Oh, imagine the state of you the day after wearing those Fast R3s. But the colorways look pretty tasty from some of those new Pumas. The pink and blue, they look really, really sexy. Look great. Yeah. So we know Sam Bacon from Lighted Up is going to be down there. He's going after the double. Can you call it the double? He did Brighton 2 weeks ago. Yeah, we'll call it a double. And so he's had, I don't know how much running he's done, probably not a massive amount between the two marathons. But he's gone in for, I think he's going for a 3:30, I think, with his mate Dave.
He was. I think he's now changed it to a 3:45.
Oh, has he?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe sensible. Yeah.
Because he said after how difficult 3:30 felt for him at Brighton, he wants his mate Dave to have a good experience for his first marathon and not feel absolutely terrible. So I think he's pulled it back a bit so they can enjoy it a bit more.
Probably a sensible call.
Yeah.
In fact, definitely a sensible call. That's too sensible. YouTubers shouldn't be making sensible calls like that.
No, I know.
Sam, sort it out. You need to be going for sub 3 and no less. So all the best. We know we mentioned just on the pre-podcast that This Messy Happy. I don't know if they're both doing it, Mary and
I think
Ben,
they are both running, yeah. Yeah, I think they're both running because Mary's getting a 6-star.
Did you see what she ran in
Tokyo?
Was it Tokyo?
Yeah, 3 hours and a few seconds.
It was like 2 seconds or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, how... But she took it so well. If it was me, I'd be like, just get on the first plane over. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't care if you passport control. I'm not even going to look in that thing, the passport recognition thing. You know, I'm not even bothered. Just be in a mood the whole way home. But no, she seemed to take it like really, really well. So, but then again, 3 hours 2 seconds is basically a sub 3. I know it's not a sub 3, but it's it's there or thereabouts, isn't it? And so yeah, if they maybe even will be close to you, I don't know. But Ben probably a bit further up the field if he's going to go for it. You saw Luke, didn't you, at the Luke Henney?
Yes.
Who's a Worcester lad?
Yes. Yeah.
So you saw him at the Expo today?
At the Expo, yeah. Yeah. He spent even less time than me at the Expo. He was in and out.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah. Kieran Deegan, the Worcester Kipchoge's down there. He's doing his first marathon, I think, for a long time. He's had a lot of time injured. Surgery, I think. I think he had an operation
again. Yeah, he did on his knee, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did have surgery. Yeah. So yeah, he's going to go. He's going to go. Whether he'll go hard, I don't know, because I'm pretty sure he's pacing 90 minutes at the Birmingham Half next week. So, what a way to come back from injury. So take it nice and easy. And while we're just sort of shouting people out who are doing London, I just wanted to quickly mention Kieran Turner, who I'm pretty sure, I think he is, he's doing the London Marathon backwards the night before.
Oh, is he really?
At midnight.
Yes, they start at midnight and run from the finish to the start, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure Kieran's doing that. And he's been raising a bit of money, so you can find Kieran Turner on Instagram. And if you want to go and donate to his charity, then feel free. But best of luck to everybody that we know who's doing London. And again, sorry if we haven't read you out. But yeah, exciting. I'm very, very excited for you.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
So before we get on to, because we probably do need to think about getting on to comments and emails, because there's quite a fair few. But just a quick recap then on Manchester. No, did we talk about Manchester and Boston?
No, we haven't. No, we
didn't.
They were all after.
Well, we've had a few emails about a few people's performances in Manchester, but looked like fair conditions, looked like decent conditions last week, didn't it?
It looked like really good conditions. Yeah. So I don't think they'll get much better up in Manchester for running. Yeah,
looked like a good race and looked like a lot of fun. And we know, I have.
Just quickly, I bet Dave Rowbottom is like after his
cursing.
Entry to the marathon last year in 23 degrees.
He's still our biggest bonker, isn't he? So absolute hero, Dave is. But yeah, I want to say a big shout out to Mac and Jazz, the Ashworths.
Yes.
Who and Jazz did her first marathon, and in her words, I think it was something along the lines of, "This is the worst thing I've ever done in my life." So now a week has passed, Jazz. I'd be interested to know how you feel now. But congratulations on getting a marathon finish. It is a very, very smug club to find yourself in, the 1% club. But doesn't matter what time you're running a marathon in, we all run the same distance. Yeah, and it's a big achievement. So we're very well done. Right. And there were hundreds of you that did it that listened to this, and we haven't got time to name you all, but a very, very well done to everyone that ran last weekend.
Yeah.
So
Boston. Quickly talk about Boston and the crazy times that people ran. I think I think there was 15 people sub 210, which is
Really
mental.
well. You have a theory, don't you? Or not a theory, but you've read
not theory.
a reason.
Yeah,
a reason
heard,
why.
I heard somewhere that they had perfect weather, as in like the temperature was perfect, but because it's point to point Boston, if you get lucky with the weather, the wind is behind you, and they had a tailwind for the whole race from start to finish, which just sounds amazing.
The
doesn't
dream.
it? And somebody said that it was like it cancelled out the hills, so it became more like a flat marathon. But the only problem with that is you've got all the downhill, which absolutely batters your quads in the first half of the race. But John Career ran 2:01, which is incredible at Boston.
Shouldn't be running that fast on that course, really, should you?
No.
Didn't he obliterate the course record as well? It's stood for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he ran course record. Sharon Lacady ran a massive negative split. Crazy negative split. And like at one point, when she dropped to the rest of the women, she was running the same speed as the men were. It was
madness,
mental.
isn't it?
So but none of the, so it can't be, there can be course records, but they can't be records because Boston isn't eligible for world records or anything like that, because it's net downhill and it's point to point.
I see. One thing I saw last week that I really liked that made some social media rounds was the front runners were running through, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's around about halfway, there's something called the Wellesley Scream Tunnel, which I think is basically a ladies' college or some sort. It's a, I don't know if it's a university for girls or a high school for girls, but it's mainly women and young ladies basically, and they scream for like this whole mile. And what I was going to say was about the front runners, that the leading pack were all running together, as you'd imagine. They're all completely in sync, finely tuned. And then the American Clayton Young, I think it was, or was it Connor Mance? Was it Clayton Young?
No, Clayton Young.
He left the pack to go and give high fives to everyone on the side. And I thought that was wicked. So just for a second, elites became human. Became the immortals. So that was pretty cool.
The guy who was fastest American has only just got a nationality status as an American. So he wasn't American before, but is now. And the guy who was second American, because Clayton Young was third American, but the guy who was second American was Charles Hicks, who up until last year was British, and he changed nationality to American last year, and he ran faster than the British record.
So he would have run a British record at Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, gutted. He would have had his name.
As I say, but it wouldn't have been a proper record.
It wouldn't have counted.
Because it's net down there.
Okay.
But still, on his second ever marathon, he ran 2:05, which is crazy.
Madness. Right, let's move on because we have to get through some comments and emails.
Yes.
Also, real quick, good luck to everyone running the Stratford-upon-Avon half and full this weekend. We think KQ is there. I'm pretty sure KQ is there.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Is he doing the half?
Yeah,
Andy
Goldsby
is doing the half. He dropped down from the full. But I think that was the right decision for Andy, because he can actually really enjoy himself now.
Yeah.
So,
and if you can't get the training in, if you can't get if you can't get yourself to a level of where you want to be, you'll just feel frustrated, I guess, won't you? So, good decision, Andy, and I hope it goes well for you.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you who else is running the full Stratford Marathon, who ran Manchester last week, Richard Harper. And Rich Harper ran a PB in Manchester last week. Yes. And he's now running the full Stratford because he's pacing his mate.
Wow. So, yeah, Rich. I bet you he turns up to Parkrun as well tomorrow. Runs a sub 20. Oh, fair play, Rich. Nice one, mate. Right, so should we get on with some commentios and emailios?
Yes, so we've got quite a few comments. So first one, this is from a couple of episodes ago from your Flush episode. And the first one's from Here Comes Bod, and it says, listening to Pooh's news on the way down to Bromsgrove last night, I couldn't help but think, what if there was an accident in front of me and I had to send the dash cam footage to the police? Comedy gold. Which is brilliant. And then Margaret Gwilliam says, hi there, I'm sorry, I may have missed something. In regards to your toilet incident, did you not look for the stopcock?
I can't be bothered looking for that. I can't be going on the driveway and lifting up manhole covers and stuff.
Well, no, but there should be a stopcock in the house as well.
Yeah, but again, it's a house I didn't understand. And I like to do things I like to take the scenic route. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I like to do things the hard way.
So next one's from last week's episode. Sam lighted up as wrote, HS Tiki Toki, HS Neggy Splitty.
Yes. I am Neggy Splitty. That's me.
And then next one is from John Turner, and he says, cheers, guys. Got me through the bulk of my Manchester on Sunday. Well, until my left leg did one at 35k. Was my first, so still counts as a PB, though. Awesome.
Yes.
Was laughing myself silly mid-race at the little argument. Best of luck for next week.
Can't believe people listen to us on a race day. That's madness. Nice one for listening.
Congrats on completing, John. Amazing.
Yeah. Well,
next one's from episode 100. He's catching up. It's Dave, Run Like a T-Rex. And he says, really enjoyed the staircase. Properly weird. The People versus OJ. That's the murder mystery thing.
Yeah.
The People versus OJ Simpson is another true crime dramatization. Netflix did one about Biggie and Tupac murders that are worth a watch too. So There we go. Some watch lists for people. Next ones are from last week's episode from Kieran Turner. And he says, great pod as always, chaps. Well done, Andy, on the trail race. And good luck, Brett, flying around London. Fingers crossed I can stay awake long enough to shout some abuse at you as you run past.
Because you...
Cheers, fellas, all the best.
God, is he going to stick around for the race after his race?
I guess so. Which,
wow, fair play.
Pretty crazy. But there we go. Next one's from Harrison Bean. And he says, hi, guys. Just wanted to say a massive thanks for getting me through my first marathon at Manchester yesterday. At 15k, I found myself a bit overwhelmed and struggling mentally. So I put on the pod and quickly found myself laughing along whilst listening to you bicker about negative splits. The pod has been a staple for my Sunday long runs, so it was only right to finish the block with this week's episode. I managed to stay strong mentally and cross the line with a time of 3:18, which I'm really proud of. Thanks again for always delivering a quality listen on a Sunday, and best of luck in London, Brett. Harrison, that is amazing. Good work, mate.
What a legend. Well done, mate.
Next one's from episode 101 from Dave. He's catching up. Slowly catching up again. Glad you enjoyed the Pooh's news comment. I knew I was in safe company. Brilliant. When he didn't quite make it to the Portaloo.
God, yeah.
So next one's from Jonathan Hull from last episode. And he says, I have to agree with Brett, RE going out at target marathon pace. I ran my first marathon on the weekend at Newport. My target was 3 hour 10. And I'd read so much about the 10-10-10 pacing technique. But I, like Brett, thought if I run the first 10 miles slower than target marathon pace, and then I can't pick it up, I'll never get the time I know I've trained for. So I knew I needed to run 4:30 a K. Sorry, Brett. To get the 3 hour 10. I set my watch face to have lap time, average pace, and lap distance. I manually lapped my watch every 3 miles and just made sure that the average lap pace was either on 4:30 or ideally a second or two quicker to account for GPS drift and weaving. I managed a time of 3:09:23. My pacing was metronomic and my final kilometre was my fastest K with a 4:08. All the best for London, Brett.
Lovely.
Praying you're injury-free and you have the run you deserve. Finally, just want to thank you both for the podcast. You may not think you're influencers, but you're both an asset to the running community and help grow the sport we all love in a positive way. Amazing. Thank you, Jonathan. That's awesome. And congratulations. Look at that. Set out
That's
to run
how you run
3:10 and ran 3:09:23. Incredible.
Yeah, nice.
That's
very, very good.
Awesome. Next one's from episode 104 from Dave again. Proud of Andy's positive split at Ironbridge.
Me too.
Thanks for the shout out. My reputation as the biggest bonker continues. I did a video of marathon, good for age, and London options, shameless plug, as someone who has never got into the ballot. I'm probably a bit rage baited about this, but to make it a little fairer, I would protect 15,000 places for ballot entries. Huge charities are just buying up all the places and leaving the remaining places being too scarce. If you get in on the ballot, you cannot enter the ballot again for 5 years. Good for age times are based on a handicap of how tough the course was and what the conditions were like, based on how the world handicap system works for golf. Think like a 3-hour marathon across Snowdon is more impressive than a 2:55 at Manchester or Newport and should be reflective as such. You then mix this with age grading to get a good for age score. Then most controversially, I would only allow one good for age entry per score. So if you get a good for age score that qualifies, you can then only use it on one world major for, say, London. If you want to do Berlin, Boston, Chicago too, then you need to run another race to qualify. Well, some interesting
get Dave there on the London Marathon Committee.
Yeah, but can you imagine the admin that's going to go into that to work out the handicap system?
Dave don't mind. He enjoys a spreadsheet, no doubt.
Yeah. We'll have to get Dave on it. Yeah, definitely.
If you come up with the idea, you've got to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Next one's from Ian Booth, and he says, "Hi chaps. On the subject of marathon pacing, I did my first ever marathon in Manchester last weekend and somehow managed to get my strategy spot on. Yes. Slightly below goal pace for the first 5K, then grew into it and locked into marathon pace for most of the race. I was bang on for my target time, but as I had prepared so well in the build-up and fueled properly, I somehow had loads of energy left in the tank, so I was able to up the pace in the last 10K. My target time, which I thought was a bit optimistic, was 3 hours 40, but I came in at 3:34:58, a 2-minute negative split. No walking, no cramps, avoiding the wall. It couldn't have gone any better. Really proud of myself, especially seeing it as it was my very first marathon. Brett, when I first got a sub 25 minute when I first got a sub 20 minute 5K about a year ago, I emailed in and you told me that finishing your first marathon would feel even better, but I didn't believe you. Well, you were right. It felt amazing. Good luck for London, Brett, and well done on your trail marathon, Andy. That is awesome,
so pleased for you, Ian.
Mate, that's incredible.
Ian is such a lovely lad, such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And so deserving of a good race. So very, very well done.
Yeah, incredible work.
Yeah. So that's what on your first. You're not supposed to do well on your first marathon. You've ruined it for yourself now, Ian. You'll never run a good marathon, as good a marathon as that ever again. Well done, mate. That's Brilliant. A great achievement.
Yeah.
Well done. Amazing.
Next one is from our bonus episode of El Grassico, our cross-country showdown. The comments from Danny. And they say, the race course is tough, but you get to experience a scene like that. It looks like a great thing to be a part of, getting back with the natural world. I feel like the muddy areas add to it. It's more of a natural race course, which is very true. That's why I love cross country. So thanks for that, Danny. Next one's from Hedge Donkey from last week's episode. And he says, great pod this week. I'm sure it's Maranoia for Brett and he will hit his targets at London. Regarding Chinese shoe style, I would have thought that many of the more extreme colorways would be a perfect match for Andy's outfits. For Brett, have you heard of the Goldie-looking chain track, Mike Adidas? I think it could be about you. Probably. Brilliant. Goldie-looking chain have got some great songs. Cheers, Hedge Donkey. Next one's from Silver Strider. He says, don't worry, I'll listen to the first hour of the pod while I got race ready and the rest on the train journey home. It was great, by the way. So Manchester didn't disappoint and even rewarded me with a 24-minute PB over the distance. Now, I know I did the training, but honestly, I'm not sure I would have put as much effort in if I wasn't influenced by you two. Is there any chance you could influence me to a sub-3 next year? Then that would be great. Thanks again, fellas. Go well in London, Brett, and I hope the trails went well, Andy. Awesome. Cheers, man. Last couple from episode 105 from Dave again. Agree with the sentiment about the marginal gain stuff. For the very good athletes who are aiming for good for age and below, they are probably helpful. But to me, they are a final piece. If you're not getting quality sleep each night, hydrating and fueling properly pre and post run, doing varied training that has the fundamentals of an aerobic base, hills, intervals, and the other race-specific sessions, relevant S&C, and that helps strengthen the legs and core so you can maintain better form for longer. And then proper mobility work so your body moves as it was intended and you don't have any imbalances that a marathon will expose. If you aren't nailing basics, steer clear of the sexy, shiny stuff, except shoes. Go to town on those. I've nearly caught up, but want to wish Brett all the best for his sub-250 attempt at London. I'll be stalking away on the app, willing you along. Amazing. Cheers, Dave. And then the last one is from A Up and Run. And he says, what a brilliant day out. Great meeting you guys. And that's from our 12-stage relays video. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a couple of emails to read out. So this is from Mike K. It says, guys, love the pod. As always, running Manchester Marathon on Sunday, and there's a high likelihood you'll be the soundtrack to my sub 3:30 attempt. Good luck with next weekend, Brett. Awesome. Next one is Dominic Dietrich. And he says, you were right, Boston Wind Tunnel. You were absolutely right about the wind at Boston Marathon. Unfortunately, a really rough morning and possibly the hardest race I've had so far since my marathon in 2024. First marathon when I got 4:37. First 14 miles were great, chatting away with a good pack of us wanted to do 3:15. And then the turnaround, the headwind was like a brick wall. The pack completely disappeared. And if I'm honest, I just wanted to quit for the next 12 miles. Long time to think about my target slipping away. My previous PB was 3:28 and I got over the line with 3:27.04. So happy to come away with improvement, but so far off the goal. Done 1:31 in half, 40 minutes 10K, and I find the marathon so hard to match the fitness and translate to the quicker times. Anyway, the job is done, but left with a feeling of disappointment. Great Birmingham half next week, looking for sub 90. And Amsterdam in October already booked. It's a cruel sport, but when times are still coming down, did you ever find it hard to pinpoint where your fitness was? Love what you guys do. Absolute credit to the sport. And if you can say hello to my other half, Nicole, she has no choice but to watch you when I'm wandering around the house with you on the iPad. Haha. So hello, Nicole. Thanks for watching.
Hi, Nicole.
Even if it's against your will. But yeah, wow. So yeah, have you ever felt disappointed but got a PB at the same time?
Yeah. It's one of those, isn't it? Yeah, you can run a good time but still be a bit disappointed because you haven't hit your target, and yeah, not knowing quite where it went wrong or how you translate your speedy stuff into the longer stuff is always a tricky one to understand, isn't it? It's like two completely different things, really, isn't it? Obviously, your faster stuff helps your longer stuff, but it is two completely different types of racing. A marathon is nothing like a 10K, really, is it?
There's nothing like a marathon. And I couldn't imagine one into the wind as hard as the wind was blowing in Mac's video. No wonder he threw himself over the finish line. The wind probably knocked him over. So, but yeah, well done, Dominic. That was a really, that was a really good run. This next one is from James Dunford, and James Dunford, and he says, "Afternoon, gents. Hope all is good. Go well at London Brett, and love the 10-year idea, Andy. I've messaged previously about having a fairly rough block, and despite a few better runs, the big day was a tough one. My slowest marathon yet. A slight excuse in that I managed to get a hernia in the last few weeks. A slight excuse. A hernia. Wow.
Oh yeah, I know what running with a hernia is like, and it's horrible. Yeah. So yeah.
Was on for 3:45 till 17, 18 miles, but the pain hit across my groin and stomach. After that, it was damage limitation. Real shame. Good conditions on the day and a great atmosphere. Never fear, though. I'll be back. The road to redemption begins after I've been poked back in and sewed up."
Yeah, take it easy on the recovery, though. Take it from me that, when they say don't do anything for a while, don't do anything for a while. I think I had 4 or 5 weeks where I did absolutely nothing strenuous at all, no exercise, and then started walking for another 4 weeks. So I had like 8 to 9 weeks of no strenuous exercise. So yeah, take it easy.
Brett is our resident hernia expert. So if anyone's got any hernia questions, send them in. You'll like this next one. It's from Mark Beltran Segarra.
Hey. Mark with a C.
Here he is. I just wanted to thank you both for the entertainment and knowledge. More of the former, to be honest, you provide to us weekly. Back in December, I signed up for the lottery of a trail ultra that's sentimentally very important for me. It's a point-to-point race, starts in my hometown and crosses the province to finish close to the top of our highest mountain. The race is 60k with 3,300 meters plus. That's 32 nautical miles and 10 Eiffel Towers for you, Brett. I have only been fortunate. I have only been fortunate to run it once in 2018, but I had to DNF due to health issues I had back then. I hadn't been lucky with the lottery since then until this year. I got a spot and was very excited to train for it. But at the beginning of the year, things quickly turned south, and due to some personal issues, it became very challenging to get the training in. I wasn't even being able to run 60Ks in a week, which I'm no expert, but doesn't bode well to running them in one day. On average, I was getting in a couple of short runs during the week and then a long run in the weekend. This is where the podcast kept me going, as my motivation was all at an all-time low, but knowing that I was going to be able to listen to the podcast during the long run made it worth it. This Saturday, 18th of April, last week, was the race. I had no goals other than to keep it chill and then get to the end in one piece. And I did. I didn't get the time result that I wanted, but when I signed up for the race, but I gave it everything I had in the day, and given the preparation, I'm very satisfied with how it went. And all of this backstory is to thank you for the part that you had in all of this. I don't know whether I would have gotten through it all, the long runs, without your nonsense in my ears. I owe you both a drink if you ever come to the Barcelona half marathon. Wink, wink. Congrats on the podcast and looking forward to many more episodes. Mark with a C.
Oh, amazing. That's awesome, Mark. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's a crazy race, that is.
That's madness.
Was it 3,000 meters of elevation?
Yeah, that's like a Mont Blanc. That's massive. That's 2 Ben Nevises.
Yeah.
That's madness.
Mental.
Yeah. That's mountainous. So, yeah, very, very well done.
Amazing.
So, and thank you for the kind words. That's amazing. Thank you, Mark. This one's from Dan Hunt. He says, "Hi, lads. First, I'd like to give a shout out to Marv. He's a regular listener. I'm finishing his first marathon. His goal was 3:30 to 4 hours, and he finished in 3:56. So proud of him that he smashed it. And then there's me.
Great work.
First of the Vooms worked, had no stomach issues. I had a square every 2 miles, starting at 2, 4, 6, and so on. Probably should have gone 1, 3, 5. It was going really well till mile 10. That part was great. Thought I felt something and was right. And I was like, right. 12, left hamstring went, no, and just gave up. Then left calf said, not today. And from mile 16, right leg went, well, if it's on strike, so am I. So it was run, walk. I have never seized up and cramped so much in my life. I spent more time to the side trying to stretch out than running, but I did cross the line. In training, I was in 3:30 shape, and I knew at mile 12 it was gone, and I prayed I could beat my old PB of 4:10, but sadly not. I came in at 4:11. And looking at finish video, I came in sideways as my calf didn't want to work. I just love the idea of you coming in like a crab. But I said I will have a year off marathons after this one. But being a typical runner, what did I do? Signed up to Manchester again, next thing tomorrow morning, the day after. I may have gone down this time, but next time Manchester is going down. Sorry, this one ended up being longer than I thought. Cheers, lads. Dan. Well done, Dan.
Amazing. Awesome work, Dan.
In the grand scheme of things, a minute compared to what you had to face on the day is a very good result. So, just one of those days.
I feel your pain as well. That sounds like my first couple of marathons where everything just seized up and didn't want to work.
Yeah, well done, Dan, and well done to Marv as well. Next one is from Martin Maguire, and Martin says, hi, Andy, Brett, loving the pod. You've had me laughing so much in the last couple of episodes. Keep it up. Brett, depending on if and when this email's read out, I just want to say good luck for London and congrats on your new PB. Sorry, he says / congrats on the new PB. Yeah. I've got Birmingham half coming up in a couple of Sundays' time and hope to nip under my own PB of 141.17. So fingers crossed. Training has been a tough one this time. I enjoy training more in the winter than the sun and the warmth we've had recently, but I've pushed through. Also, I've entered the Manchester Marathon for next year, my first full marathon. I was wondering, even though it's a year away, what tips you might have as far as when to start my training block. Or, Andy, if I should send the first half of it and bank some minutes for the second half. Keep up the great work, guys. Martin. So, when do you start your training for a marathon?
I would, if you signed up for Manchester, which is April, I would say start thinking about it around sort of like October time, but just building that base. So you're just running normally, not marathon training. You're just building up that aerobic base and getting miles into your body. Then enjoy Christmas and New Year. Don't even think about it during Christmas and New Year. Enjoy yourself, let yourself go, because there's nothing worse than not being able to enjoy yourself at Christmas and New Year because you're too worried about it destroying training. Forget that. Just enjoy yourself at Christmas and New Year. And then in the New Year, that's when the hard work starts, and that's where you start your block. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. I think something just happens to you, doesn't it? After the Christmas period, as soon as you took the Christmas tree down, you're like, right, okay, now it's time to look after myself. Yeah. Self-care comes back into it, and you stop eating 16,000 chocolates a day and whatever you've been living on over Christmas. And but yeah, I would say the same thing. Work on your base before you start your training block, and then maybe look at a plan. And then, like you say, if all else fails, just full send the first half and just hang on for dear life.
Yeah.
So that's definitely my advice. Next one's from Robbie Adams, and he said, hi guys, I just wanted to drop an email to say last week's episode was my favorite so far. The way you were both squabbling on how to run a marathon had me chuckling whilst I was listening at work. Then to top it off, when Brett was talking about his training week and Andy explained he ran a parkrun way too fast, Andy, quick as a flash, said, It's like a sickness. I was crying. Surely some merch opportunities. Perhaps a Running the Red Line t-shirt with "Run like it's a sickness." Brilliant, guys. Keep up the good work. Go smash your London, Brett. You know how you're going to run it.
Yeah.
So,
brilliant.
Yeah. So, should we get some, it's a sickness.
Yeah.
And then a picture of you.
It is a sickness. It is a sickness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just can't help myself.
A picture of you with like a little speech bubble going, "I feel all right, actually."
Yeah.
Right. No, he hasn't written in for a while. Here he comes. Alan the Nutter Nutten. Here he is back.
Nutten just as well.
Yeah. Just ran it. Look at this. This is like, what an opener to a paragraph of an email. Hi, Brett and Andy. Just ran a tasty 2:55.24 at Manchester Marathon, which is a 2-minute 29-second PB for me. I've been using your favourite training method, Norwegian singles, since November, having first heard about it on your podcast. After looking into it, its regimented and boring parameters spoke right to my heart, and it's been my guiding light ever since. I'm a big fan of James Copeland's thought processes and logical thinking when it comes to running and how to improve as an old bastard. My mileage barely topped 100k in a week in the lead up to the marathon, when it would usually be 130 per week in previous marathon blocks. So less proved to be more. James's special marathon phase in the weeks leading up to race day were hard, but a real confidence boost. And I loved the taper, which was barely 10 days and kept each run having a purpose right up until the last days. I'm still resisting doing any strength work too. Anyway, I hope all goes well for you, Brett, at London. And Andy, I hope you can get your mojo back real soon. Thanks for having the best running podcast out there. Oh, cheers, mate.
Oh,
all the best.
Man.
Alan Nutty Nut. Alan Nutten. Nice one, Alan.
Amazing. Cheers, Alan. Awesome work. Yes.
That is tasty. Oh, that is tasty. 2:55. Love it. Love it. We've got, I think this is the last one to read out. Okay, so this is from Paul Brogden, aka Here Comes Bod. Hi guys, love the argument about the marathon pacing. People are loving the lovers tiff we had, aren't they, last week? I thought I'd let you know how I got on at Newport. I've been using a new AI app called Kotcha for my training. I was on the beta test team, so I had free access to it. It's also endorsed by Eliud Kipchoge. The only problem was that it was convinced that I could run 3 hours 35 when my PB was 3 hours 57. This meant that all my training paces were on the sporty side, which I really didn't mind, and I enjoyed pushing myself that bit harder. Come race day, I set off a bit faster than pace. I needed to run my target of 3:52, probably because I trained faster, so was gaining several seconds every K. My heart rate was comfortably in low zone 3, and I felt good, so I kept in the 5:15 to 5:25 per K range. On the potentially lonely countryside loops, I found myself a pacer, a young lady in a blue top. When she pulled away, I tried to hang on, and when I was on her heels, I used her to slow me down. This went on for a good 15 to 20 K, although it's getting a bit stalkery, that, isn't it? To be honest, Paul. So I think she's trying to get rid of you, mate, but she couldn't because you were 6 inches away from her. Just drafting off her the whole way. I love it.
Yeah.
Until her pace dropped and I was on my own heading back into Newport. She had no idea she was pacing me for so long. My pace dropped after 30K, which I was happy with, as I knew I'd banked a lot of time. But the 40th K was a 5:40, and then I reached the back over I reached the bridge back over the river, and my legs were dying. I made a tactical decision to walk the bridge, which took 40 seconds and probably cost me about 20. This turned out to be a great move, as when I set off again, my legs were back, and I had a second wind, and I ran the 42nd K in 5:20. By now, I knew my watch was about 200 meters behind the course. So when it buzzed me through 42, I saw that I had 2 minutes to run 400 meters and get myself under 350. and that's not far off my 10K pace. I dropped the hammer and gave it everything, celebrating like mad as I crossed the line, knowing that I had a massive PB, but not knowing if I'd crack 350. Chip time, 3:49:53. I ran a 3-minute positive split, but I'm not convinced that that's a bad thing. If I'd run the first half 90 seconds slower, would I have been able to run the second half more than 90 seconds faster? I would still have had roughly the same amount of time on my feet, so exhaustion would still be setting in. I think at my pace, the marathon might be too long for a neg split for life, and he spelt it LYF. Good luck to you, Brett, in London. I really hope the niggle disappears, and keep up the great work on the pod. All the best, Paul. Here comes Bod.
Awesome. Thanks, Paul. And yeah, amazing work. Oh, I love all the marathon stories people write in. It's so good.
Love it when a plan comes together. Yeah.
So
thank you so much for our email-a-thon. Amazing. And yes, that's we're all up to date.
Yeah, amazing. So I've just remembered I've got something over here as well, which I've been saving. I've been saving this since Christmas.
Ooh, this sounds good.
And I can't wait until Sunday because, like, I had today a full sugar Coke. I haven't had full sugar Coke for so long. So that was really nice today.
I think I know what this is going to be. Go on.
I have saved.
Yes!
For Sunday post-race.
Oh, yes.
So this is a Mexican Coke. And
are you taking it out with you? Are you going to have it when you get back to the room?
I'm going to put it in my bag and I'm going to have it as soon as I've crossed that finish line. As soon as I get my bag back.
That is going to taste outrageous, isn't it? That's going to be beautiful.
I can't wait. So yeah, my Secret Santa, Mac, came up trumps and brought me back from Chicago some Mexican Coke and I cannot wait.
Excellent stuff.
So yeah, I've still got all 4 of them left. So I bought one with me to have after the race, and then I've got 3 more when I get home to enjoy. So
amazing. Good stuff.
Yeah, there we go. So last thing that we need to do, and I don't know where the microphone is on my laptop, so I'm just gonna have to do this.
This is so much better doing it this way.
Let's try half a segment.
That's so much better. Oh my god. You looked mental. Love it.
I am mental, that's why. Where are we? So last week's leaderboard. For our distance, first place was Ryan Gowan with 71 miles on the nose. I like this. 71.0 miles. Amazing. In second place, only 1 mile behind on exactly 70 miles. Miles the dog.
I love that there is a dog out there that's got his own Strava account. That's brilliant.
Yeah, incredible. And then in third place is Sean Daly with 67.5 miles. Hang on. Have I got you?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Save it. Just as they died. Then for our climbing, in first place is Mark with a C, with 11,119 foot of elevation, which I think was all within that race. Yeah, amazing. And then in second place is Tom Robinson with 7,241 foot. And in third place is old Andy Mag with 5,820 foot. I don't know.
Back on the podium, baby.
Do a trail marathon just so you get on the podium.
The elevation podium is the one you want, though.
Yes.
That's the one you really want. Yeah.
And then, because I haven't got a pen and paper to write it down, you've written down.
Oh, yes. I have, yes. So it feels weird me reading out the Strava segment, but in first place in distance, she's won it several times and she's back again. It's Chloe Hamard with 62.6 miles. In second was Leanne Bayard, who did 46.1. And then in third place was Rachel Watson, who did 43.6. So congratulations, ladies. And then in the elevation, Ross Hotston. I think that's a new name.
It is
to the podcast, I think, who did 2,051 feet. Judith Kent was in second with 1,952 feet. And in third was Victoria Lee with 1,762 feet. So amazing. Very well done.
Yeah, awesome work, everybody. So, have you got any other things to mention?
No, I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, I just wanted to wish everyone who's racing this weekend best of luck. Go out there, live your dreams, have the best time. Remember that we do this for fun. Yes, it's a sport, but ultimately we're doing this to have a bit of a giggle and a laugh and make some memories. So go out there and just have a good time in whatever way you want to. If you want to run it hard, if you want to just jog it, do what you want to do. Just have a great time.
Run your race. Don't run anybody else's race. Run your race and enjoy every moment of it. Best of luck to everyone who is running London, Stratford, or any other race this weekend. Or if you're just going out on your Sunday long run, enjoy it and best of luck.
And I would, on behalf of everyone listening as well, just like to wish you a huge good luck for Sunday. I know you've not had the perfect block towards the end, but you've been putting the miles in, and you know that if there's one person running the streets of London who's got the mental tenacity to get through the hard times, then it's you. So looking forward to seeing what you do Sunday. I hope it goes well for you. I know you're going to absolutely rip it up and smash it. So, I hope it goes well, and the very, very best of luck.
Cheers, man. Right. So thank you so much for watching or listening, and we shall see you next week with a recap of the race. Cheers, guys.
See you later, everyone.